by other people who believe they are so powerful. We need to talk to them to let them know they're not so powerful as they're thinking. And it is time for the Beninese to rise up. The Edos, the Isan, the Yoruba, Isoko, and so on, to rise up and defend themselves against the IPOB, against the Otodua, against the Fulani herdsmen, and against our people who are also Beninese, who think they can do whatever they want to do and whatever they like, because there's something that is called social media. We all should know that social media is not a place where you can commit a crime and go free. We are watching, the big brother is watching you, and we are not going to be letting it go as it is before. So before we continue, I'm waiting for one of our other guests, our vice president, will be joining us very soon, and we'll continue. Before then, I want you to listen to some Benin music and some other things, and to say we doesn't have the copyright of this music. And yes, music, we also have our own personal radio for the organization, belongs to the organization, the B Radio. You can find us in Seno FM. You can listen to 24 hours music, Benin music from the Edo, from Isa, Itzako, Kwale, Ika, Urobo, Shekiri, Ga, Eve, and from people of Ghana. You can listen to all our music. And very coming soon, we will also be having radio, which broadcasts our news and our history and everything that belongs to it. We are going to be doing a lot in this organization, and there's a space free for the Beninese who is willing to join, to be a workforce, can join us and also be one of us. You can send us a message through our WhatsApp, through our email, or through our normal phone. Our email address is www.thebenin-empire-advancement-league@gmail.com. And our WhatsApp number, or if you can be able to get to our WhatsApp, 0043 650 420 1967. You can be able to contact us there in our WhatsApp group. As an organization, we stand for so many things. We stand for unity, we stand for peace, we stand for so many things: education, history, bringing all the Beninese together, no matter the language you speak, no matter the color you have, no matter where you reside. If you are married to a Benin man, you are equally qualified to join this organization. And we are working for the prosperity of the Benin people, to lift the Benin Empire, or the Beninese as a whole, economically. And also, we also promote peace between the Beninese neighbors, because where there's peace, there's also love. And where there's love, there's peace. Where there's hatred, there's no peace. And growing the Benin Empire Advancement League, or the Benin Empire as a whole, we need peace to be able to grow the Benin Empire economically. That is why we also said, okay, there must be peace between our neighbor, between us and our neighbor, and between our neighbor and the other neighbors. Because there's a Benin parable which says, if one person is rich in the family, and if that person died, the family will return to poverty. That is why it's very, very important also to promote peace among our neighbors. The Benin Empire Advancement League will be also supporting the palace because in the recent days, we feel like the Benin Empire or the Benin Palace is having a PRO problem. You know, we have seen some of our children, the Benin Empire children, coming out to insult our obas, to insult our chiefs, to lay face allegation against us. And this is the time we should come out to say, no, enough is enough, you know, to say enough is enough. And we should also start to defend ourselves, to put everything right as it's supposed to be, to defend ourselves, to put everything right, to make sure everything we are doing is right, you know. So that is why we are here. And we need more members, and we need support. We need everything you can do to support this organization. So we would like to welcome all the Beninese that is in the whole world to join this organization, no matter your ranks or how poor you are. You are welcome to this organization because we doesn't select. As long as you are a workforce, you can work hard for your people, selflessly, tirelessly, and support your people, the prosperity of a people. You are highly welcome to this organization. And yes, we have already been doing a lot in this organization. We have also be supporting people, and also be doing a lot of things that will bring this empire forward. And we are still going to be doing a lot with your support. That is why it's very, very important everyone join this organization so that we can move this organization forward. And it's also very, very important that we ourselves, that we are educated, not being a professor or being a graduate or something like that. We need to educate ourselves about the history of the Benin Empire, whom we are, and everything about that. So just a moment, one of our guests is sending me a message. I have to reply to him so that he can join us. So just a moment, please. Yes, okay. And there's a lot to do in the Benin Empire, as you can see today. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of commotion everywhere. And people always ask what is going on in the Benin Empire and this and that. But we would like to let everyone know the Benin Empire has been a peaceful place, and it has been a peaceful nation. The Benin Empire is not just restricted to Benin City. Benin Empire is a very, very large empire. We are one of the largest in the West Africa area, to say the fact. We have more than 52 ethnic groups, you know, and many people don't even know that. Where we have the Edos, the Isan, the Isako, the Afiema, the Ika, the Urobos, the Isoko, the Sekiri, Izon, and so many like that, you know. And this is very, very important, bringing these people together, to use them as a workforce, to promote our economy, to make sure everyone have its own share, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have a good feeling to say, oh, my people, they are doing great. And they're also our neighbors too, because as I said before, if one man is rich in the whole family, the family is in poverty. so that we can also help our neighbor, because Benin is very, very accommodative, you know. And it's like many people are now trying to use this opportunity, you know. So, okay, my guest is around now, and yes, it's trying to connect so that we can continue. Yeah, Mr. Roper, you are welcome to.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Yeah, yeah, we're already live to warn you.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been here for a few minutes now, so
that's great. That's great.
talking alone. Yes, this is our Vice President, Mr. Osamudiame Orukbe. He's a Nigerian, he's a Ghanaian, he's Isan, and he's also an Ewe or.
Yes, Ewe, you're right, sir.
Okay, so you can see the Benin Empire Advancement Group is a multinational organization. We are not just those alone here. So we have other people. We have a SACO. We have also I believe our secretary is also a half Nigerian, a half Ghanaian.
Yes, yes.
So we have a lot of people here that is
She's half Nigerian, half Ashanti.
Okay, you can see. So you people should not be afraid that it's only those who just occupy this organization. That is not the fact. The fact is the Benin Empire Advancement League is worldwide. You know, we have people in Europe who are not even those who have not been to Nigeria once, but they want the prosperity of their people. That's why they are here in this organization. And you can also join us to move this organization forward, to look for a way to help our people, because we believe this is the right time, and we are the rightful organization to do that, because we have been seeing a lot of organizations out there. They only promote history and they say heritage, but how can you say this to people? Because people are not going to eat history, they are not going to eat heritage. You know, they need something. That's why we come up as an organization to fill this gap, to make sure our people also benefit from our economic benefit from the economic of Nigeria as a whole, and also we generate our own economy, because the way Nigeria is moving today, anything can happen, and get divided. And I believe we are the people who will suffer more, because we don't have anything on the ground. Our people is going to rely on, you know, and that's why it's very, very important we start earlier to make sure the Benin Empire as a whole come together to also form this economic organization to make sure we bring the Benin forward. You know. Yes, our topic today, we just choose this topic because of what is going on in our empire. How long can we stand and look other people destroying our empire, distorting our history, you know, joining some set of people in our Benin Empire to distort our history, to insult our monarch, and also to insult our people. So we really need to have to take a stand to defend our empire, to defend the palace, and to defend our Oba, because he is our father, and if anybody insult our Oba, he is equally insulting us. That's what we also do. Many people who believe they are well educated, who will say they are doctors, they are professors, and everything, because you have a Western education doesn't really mean you are educated. You are more educated when you have the knowledge of your people, when you have the knowledge of your history, your culture, and everything together. That is what we call education. You know?
Yeah.
That is what really make the Benin Empire so great, because our forefathers, they knew this right from time. That is why they started all these statues all these carving, making everything, putting everything down in writing, in our bronze for us to see. Even before the white man came, we have already started doing all these things. So we shouldn't think because the white man is here today, we are having a Western education, we were more educated than our own fathers. No, it's not like that.
Oh.
Because these people, they're very, very, very intelligent. You can imagine how they built this moat we are having, the first street light in the whole world, the first drainage, the first underground. These were our people, these were our forefathers. So the task is now left for we to also do the same, even more than, because we have more technology than those people in the olden days. Anyway, for me not to be talking alone, let me also hand over to our vice chairman so that he can also add his own view on how we can really move on as an empire, as a people. Because I won't say, because if I said I shouldn't mention names, I have to mention names. The IPOB, they have been using some of our people, even of recent, to insult our others, to insult we as Beninese. And then we have let me just say the Yorubas, or the Oni of Ife, precisely, also doing the same thing in our own territory. The Wari people, the Shekiri people, they have been Beninese right from time. They have never been Yorubas. So everyone should know that. So thank you, Mr. Vice President. Let me leave the floor for you. I will come back.
All right, Mr. President, thank you very much. I want to say special greetings to all our viewers and listeners out there. Special greetings to members all across the world. Special greetings to members of our Executive Council. And special greetings to the Palace. Well, Mr. President, you rightly said it. There's been a lot going on, and a lot will still happen. Presently, we are witnessing some sort of onslaughts against the Benin Empire from outside and from within. A lot has been going on for the past 1 year plus. And I think this whole drama started with the IPOB and, some sort of revisionism, distortion of history, misinformation, miseducation, and all that. And some of my Asian brothers also bought into that idea and use this as an opportunity to, propagate their own theories and misinform the public and all that. And we have a section of the Yoruba organization too, society, sorry, who also go about with the whole Awolowo theories, and history, that was set in place by, of course, it's also going to be wise to actually set the record straight that the first person who actually started this discussion from the Yoruba end was the late Bishop Ajayi Crowther. And after the late Bishop Ajayi Crowther, he actually sets an enabling environment for so much of these lies and distortions and all that. And you see, people really don't know these things, because even though, yes, he was a clergyman, as people know, he also had a lot of stuff he did, to promote his tribe, which is what they call the Yorubas today, and all that. And a lot of politicians keyed into it, and it set the tone for most of all what we see today. And one of the things is, um, our generation has been lied to, not just Benin, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba. I mean, our generation has been lied to. Because one of the lies that we were told was that our founding fathers, as they called them, were nationalists. Those men were not nationalists. They were tribal champions. You know, all of them stood on platforms to promote their tribe, make other tribes look inferior. The Igbos did it with Azikiwe, um, and Sambakwe. The
Okay.
Yorubas did it with Awolowo. And we also saw what happened in the north. Amadu Bello did his own thing. These men were not nationalists. They didn't have the agenda of the nation. They had the agenda of to entrench tribalism, and that is why till today we are still reaping what they sow. You know, we know of what Awolowo did. We know of how he tried to create division in what later became the Midwest region. You know, how he tried to separate the Ishekiri people from the, the the royal family, you know, and how this silent distortion of history, you know, trying to tell the people that Ishekiri always existed before Ginoa came to the land, and Ginoa was a prince from Benin, and he was totally different from the Shekiris. And we saw all that. We saw how it happened. We know what happened. How the Shekiri king was expelled, and and all that, and all those political undercurrents, you know. And though he tried to reinstate the Shekiri king, trying to project some sort of solidarity, but we knew he actually did those things for his own political gains.
Yes.
You know, we know a lot of things that happened and how our forefathers moved for the creation of the Midwestern states from the Western region at that time. You know, there are a lot of things our generation um, fail to realize because well, we don't have a proper history, and everybody has always written history to favor their own tribe or their own country. We know that of course we know of course in history we could tell that the Shekiris and the Yorubas actually contributed to the selling out of the Great Benin Empire. We know that. We also know that a lot of things, a lot of characters today who portray themselves as political gladiators. We know that their parents were all involved in the British conquest um, of the Benin Empire. We know all those things. And so when we fast forward today and we begin to see their children do the same thing, I do not think we should be surprised. I really do not think we should be surprised. It's same. And what is actually surprising is the fact that the Asas who have found it upon themselves to carry out this agenda, this treacherous agenda against the Benin kingdom. Not all Asians, because I'm an Asian man, and I fully well know that I would always stand by the palace. But certain elements from Asian land, have proven not to be acquainted with history, proper history, that they do not even understand where they are from. They do not even understand that they are Beniners. They do not even understand that if we go by history, the present king um, has some sort of, link to Asa.
Yeah.
They do not even understand that Asian women have produced kings. They never understood all those things. They never understood that the Asians were more of the military. How do I put it now? Those who actually were backing the Benin kingdom militarily, and that the Benis were more of the administrative folks within the kingdom. And we had Urobos, we had other ethnic
Yeah.
groups who have always been there. Some of our celebrated warlords today, our celebrated heroes in Benin Kingdom, are actually not from the Benin ethnic group. You know, a lot of them are Esan, some are Omonicha, some are Urobo, some are Ikweres, Ika, and the rest of them. You know, but because a lot of us, a lot of our folks do not know these things, they buy into this very silly narrative that is being thrown around by the guys from Ife, the guys from the IPOP folks and all that, and it's very disheartening, because if we continue this way, we would always end up underdeveloped. You know, if we look back at the past in what used to be Bendel State, it's funny today that a lot of Asians will be saying what they are saying, because in the old Bendel State, the civil service was had a lot of Asians occupying top positions.
Yeah.
Most of the companies owned by the old Midwestern region had a lot of Asians. We know of the role Ambrose Ali played. He's not a Benin man. I think a lot of people always forget these things. We know that we know that the ESA produced a lot of vice presidents for this country. We had Admiral Mike Aigbe, we had Ikomu, and it happens so because we've never seen ourselves as different. Alessama never saw himself as different from a Benin man or an Efamai or all these Akokwedo and the rest of them. So where all these dirty narratives, laced with treachery, where it's coming from, we already know where it's coming from. But it is a duty for us as Benins to actually interrogate things that are put out there in public, so that we don't get to be the tool that these folks will use, to embarrass the kingdom. And Isas should also not forget that, we have contributed so much to the greatness of the Benin kingdom. It's there in history. We produced sons and daughters who have, carried the Benin flag, who have raised it so high, who, when they succeed, never, pointed the fact that they were Asians, but would always address themselves as Benins, And so all these latter day historians, half-baked historians should go back to the classroom and read and really know the history of the Benin Empire, really know the role the Asians played, the role the Ikas played, the good role the Ikweres, those from Monicha played,
Yes.
making the empire great, And like I've always told people, when we had the first palace, and all that, it wasn't in Benin City. It was in the outskirts. You understand? And so it would be foolhardy for us to think that the Benin wants to claim everything. Of course, I know they have their own issues, but if the capital was in, for instance, Uromi, or was in Ubiaza, or was in one of the eastern lands, we probably will be facing the same things the Benin are facing today, because the capital city will draw a lot of people.
Yes.
You understand? And with a lot of people come a lot of challenges. Now how we can look at these shortcomings and how we can manage them is a totally different thing. I mean, there is nothing peculiar. When we look at what is happening in Benin today, in Benin City and other clans and other towns around, it's nothing peculiar. Those things happen in Eastern lands too. It's just that it happens more in a greater magnitude in Benin.
Okay. Yeah, it's like we are having a little problem with network to our vice president. Before I come back, yes, let me just put in some something, and this is very, very important, you know. If you look at the history of the Beninese, we also have the people we call the Edoid, you know, and this Edoid, the Isan belongs to it, the Orobo, Isoko, Ika, you know, these are people who are really very, very close to the Benin, who are brothers and sisters, you know. And then we also have other people who are real relatives of the Beninese, like the Ikwere. We all are brothers and sisters. You know, if a governor can come out and say, I'm Ikwere and Ikwere is Benin, you know, who am I to be denying him that? Who am I to be claiming a supremacy that say Edo or Dion? Yes, Edo or Dion, we know that. But our brothers and our sisters shouldn't be left behind just because we said we are Edos. We have to stretch our hands out to our brothers and our sisters to bring them in, to join us. Because the problem we are facing today is not a one-man fight, it's a fight for everybody. You know? And the Yorubas, they have already started a few years ago. Because the Oni, the prince, the chief priest Oni of Ife started where Obafemi Awolowo stopped. Now, he is coming to the coronation of the Olu of Ife, the Olu of Wari, sorry to say, the Olu of Wari, to say now the Shekiris, they are now Yorubas. How can you come to say somebody is Yoruba? Is that person not supposed to say himself, I'm a Yoruba? Go and ask the king of Wari today, the Olu of Wari, ask him where he's from. If we tell you he's a Benin man, if we never tell you he's a Yoruba man, you know, this is exactly what Abat Macaulay did, Obafemi Awolowo did, Ojukwu did the same thing. This is the time we should be coming out to support ourselves, to support the palace, to support the Benin Empire. This is not the time to be going into hideout, to go and be talking where you. Look, the founder, or even the founder of Nigeria we are talking of today, our father, Anthony Enahoro, is a Benin person. Origin, Esa. You people should think very, very carefully. The status of Anthony Enahoro is in the middle of Benin City. Orokbota, you are talking about today, is also an Esan person. We have a hall named after these people. They are in Benin City. These are great sons and daughters of the Benin Empire. Most of these people, or this young generation today, as I said before, because they said they are educated, they are this and that, they doesn't need to respect our culture, they doesn't need to respect our history. I want to remember you. Our history, our culture, our heritage, this is what made you. No matter if you're a professor in America, you're a professor in Britain, without the Benin Empire, you shall not be there. Without your parents or your forefathers, you won't be there. So we have to be thinking twice and then before we do things, especially our Asian brothers and sisters and the Edos. We have to think twice before we say things we are saying in social media, because we know the IPOB and the Yorubas are pumping money into some of these organizations to destroy our history, to divide us. And then once we are divided, they have already succeeded. They don't even need a gun. They don't need any weapon to take us down. And if you think, or if Anishakiri man thinks Yoruba is his friend, Oh, you have to think otherwise. I can categorically tell you, if somebody of Obansanjo appear in the coronation and be kneeled down for a young king, you know there's something wrong. That is a foul play. This is the person who sold part of Nigeria to Cameroon, as we are talking today. Some of the Benin Empire people who were also here with us before, they are now in Cameroon, part of Cameroon, and they are being slaughtered just because somebody of Obasanjo sold them to Cameroon. And Obasanjo is kneeled down before the new king because of oil. Exactly the same thing of the Oni of Ife, because there's a lot of business there. When the former Olu, the late Olu, was alive, there was no connection to Yoruba, nothing whatsoever. Once he passed away, once he joined his ancestors, you now see the whole Yorubas, they're coming to say, oh, Shekiri is part of Yoruba. The Shekiri was also there before the Yorubas. And I can tell you, it wasn't there before. Shekiri is part of the Benin Empire, and it will remain part of Benin Empire. The chief priest, Oni of Ife, who is now arrogating, we haven't seen him once there before. Now he's coming to say, oh, they belong to us. They are part of us because of the gas, because of the oil. The Edo people, the Yoruba people have always stand, the Soko people, they have always stand with the Shekiri people. Even when people were killing the Shekiri people, burning their houses, it was our Obas who stand with the Shekiri people to tell the federal government to say, stop killing our people. We didn't see one Yoruba person or one of these Yoruba elite who is now arrogating today in the Shekiri land. When Obasanjo was killing the Niger Delta people, it was the Benin king who told the federal government to stop. They are killing my people. There was no Yoruba person. It was an Yoruba man who was doing this to us. It was a Yoruba man, it was an Igbo man, who were doing this to us. We all should be very, very careful. Just because we saw money or we see money, we shouldn't just start thinking stupidly. We should reason before we do things. Benin are not after your oil, they are not after your gas, because we ourselves, we have enough that we take care of the Benin Empire. The Benin Empire is very, very rich in agriculture, rich in so many other resources. We have other resources. We are hardworking people. If the Benin Empire and part of Benue, who are also children of the Benin Empire, if we come together, we can feed the whole Africa as we are talking. We can feed the whole of Africa. Because you can only stop poverty if you have enough to eat. And if you have enough to eat, you have less time to think of bad things like armed robbery, criminals, and anything criminal. People should know this. We are the Benin. We know how to work. And most of these criminals that are in Benin today, they are not Benin. Either they are from the Yorubas coming in, or they are from the north, the Fulanis, or they are from the east, the Igbos, who are coming in to commit havoc in our states. So we should stand. Okay, when I listened let me say for about a few weeks ago, I listened to some of the comments from the chief priest Oni of Ife, where he was accusing the federal government of not doing enough, this and that. Is he not in the position to do it? Because he is also having a political assignment. He was elected politically. He wasn't born a king. So he also had the assignment. How can you now be carrying entourage, running up and down from flying with a private jet, doing all sorts of things? When you know this morning you are flying a private jet and the whole of your entourage can employ 1,000 of Yoruba people today. But you are not doing that. You're only going up and down, distorting other people's history. I am talking to you, Oni of Ife. Go back home, go and do your best for your people. Leave the Benin Empire alone. If our governor is siding with you, I don't want to say a word about that yet. There's going to be another chapter of this of this show that is going to address that. And then we are going to address the issue between the Oba of Benin and the governor of our states. Why the governor allowed the Oni of Ife into our state? Why the governor is collaborating with the Oni of Ife? We are not saying Oni of Ife is our enemy or the governor is our enemy. Never. They are not our enemies. We doesn't have enemies. But the truth needs to be told. We have to be saying the truth because this is very, very important. If you want to achieve peace in this Benin Empire, we need to be standing for the truth, not just because of what the social media is saying. If you look at the whole issue, the federal government, the state government have been trying to destroy the empire systematically. It started during with the land issue during the era of Ibrahim Babangida or General or whatever they call him, the restructuring of the land, giving power to the local government and the others, to the youth, to the community. You can see the half of these people are committing today. Community against community, using gun against each other, killing others just because of land. We all will die tomorrow and leave the land. The land will still be there. Other people will come and they take over the land. They will also die and the land will remain there. Oba of Benin have never sold a plot of land to anybody. But when things are happening, then you people remember this Oba of Benin Palace to resolve the issue. And even after resolving this issue, you people still go ahead to court to start going and vomiting nonsense about the palace. You forgot all the money you sold from the land. There's no company you built with that money. Can any of you, any of this community come up to this and say, oh, we formed the sugar fabric a company and we are producing sugar there, or we are producing iron there, or we are producing yarn, or doing any other thing there? You people sold the land, buy a very, very big car, and build a house. That is all, no investing. How do you people think? A white man will say, fuck you. You don't do that. You are killing the Benin people for doing that. It's an atrocity against the Benin people, what people are doing. You people are even selling our historical site, destroying it just because of money. The money you will eat today, eat tomorrow, everything is over. And then you will start then looking for other people's property to be consuming. We should be start thinking forward, thinking about our children's children, their children's children. The Europeans didn't come to Africa because they were very rich. No. They come to Africa because they were looking for resources and they were looking for ways to feed their people. And they used the opportunity really to develop their countries, which we are not doing today. We have the resources. instead for us to be using our resources to develop our nation, or we'll be taking this money again to go and be banking it in European countries, in America, in Asia, destroying our countries. And these people who are doing this, they are not the Fulanis, to say the fact. The Fulani, they just came yesterday. They are yesterday. The destruction of this country started very, very long ago, from the creation. It was not a Benin man who started this. These were the Igbos, the Hausas, the Fulani, the Yorubas. They started all this, as our vice president said before. We should try as much as possible to fix our empire, to invest in our empire. And we are going to be working with all investors, good investors, not all investors that doesn't mean good to our people. Those investors who mean well for our people, we are going to be working with them to fix the economic of our empire, so that our people should start benefiting from what they are producing, and they should also benefit from Nigeria, because these people, they have been oppressing us for a very long time. Upon all the Beninese have been doing for this country, to promote the peace of this country, to promote the agriculture of this country, letting other people in. But till today, these people, they are not grateful. They are still destroying us. You can see after the civil war, upon all the atrocities the Biafras committed against the Benins, we still allow them in. We're even hiding in during the civil war. We're still also hiding the Igbos from the federal government for them not to be killed. That is humanity. The Benin people, they have humanity in their hearts. That is humanity. We were still hiding them, and then after the civil war, we allowed all of them to come back to Benin upon the atrocity they committed. All their properties were given back to them, unless those who did come back. So you people should be very, very careful when you are dealing with the issue of Benin, because Benin is a very, very mighty empire. And if anything happened in Nigeria today, if it comes, Nigeria is divided, it's going to change the landscape of the whole of West Africa. It's then you know that Benin Empire is a very, very powerful empire. Because we are going to bring all our people together. We will not allow our people to be slaves to any other person. We are going to bring all our people together, and you will see, as a Biafra, as Ododuwama, or whatever you call yourself, then you will not see what is left for you. If you can be able to call your country a country again, then we will know that. Even the Onitsha people are claiming that is belong to Biafra. We will not leave it for the IPOB. We are going to take it back from them. They should know that. Because Onitsha was formed by a Benin person, as we are talking today. So we are going to deal with every one of them that is arrogating today, insulting our empire, doing everything they are doing. Especially someone like the Oni of Ife, who is just his chief priest, seizing this opportunity to be parading in our city. We are telling him today, go back to your Ife. And even the Ife you are talking about now, half of Ife people are Benin people. They are our people. Even there, he doesn't even have power. He doesn't have the power of a king. Few years ago, people were complaining the Oba of Lagos still stand for the Oni of Ife. I can tell you the reason. The reason is just the Oba of Lagos is higher, far more higher than the Oni of Ife, the chief priest Oni of Ife. Not to compare to the Oba of Benin, who is also a father to the Oba of Lagos and to other many Obas like the Olu of Wari and so many others. You know, the Den of Agbo and the B of Iseluku and so on, others. So these people should be very, very careful, especially our brothers and sisters from the Eastern. Don't let the IPOB use you to be insulting our father, especially those of you who have the organization. It is your duty to promote peace among us, as we are also doing. We will give our 100% to promote peace and make sure we also live peacefully together as brothers and sisters. Immediately you started all this nonsense, the whole world was looking at you and say, oh, what is wrong with these people? Why are these people abusing, insulting their father? The Igbos were looking at you, although they were sponsoring you, or the Yorubas, they were sponsoring you, and they were misusing you. You don't even know that. You should have known that. So it's time the people of the Benin Empire stand for their empire, stand with the palace, stand with their kings, stand with everybody who is ruling, because the traditional ruler, they are the backbones. They are our own backbones. The governor will come today, if we live in 8 years' time, and we live in 4 years' time. But the Oba remain there. The Onoje of Uromi, they remain there. The B of Agbo, the 10 of Agbo remain there. The Obi of Iseliku will remain there. And the Oluf of Wari will remain there. They will not run away. All of these government officials, they will run away. But our traditional ruler, they will not run away. Our emperor will not run away. Our dukes, they will not run away. Our kings, they will not run away. Our ohens, they will not run away. But your government officials, all of them, they will run away. They will resign. But our traditional rulers, they never resign, because they are born with this task. They know the task ahead of them and they stand to defend you people, to make sure you people receive what belongs to you. And most of this land, you people are just talking about now today. This Ohen sold my land, this Ohen do that. Who owns that land? Who give you the permission to be selling all this land? Did the government issue a permission to be selling all this land? That is the question. Because most of this land was sold illegally by some of these people coming out to start complaining. Do any of them have a legal document that permits them to be selling land in Benin City or in Sevaron? Let them come out and show them the certificate they have or the document that allow them to be selling land. So we people should be very, very careful. Sorry, there's something that is trying to disturb me or distract me. Anyway, today we have talked a lot. Tomorrow, also join us by 6 o'clock European time. That will be 5 o'clock Nigeria time. Our vice president will be joining us. Our PRO, Mr. N.Y. Yuha, will also be joining us. We'll also be teaching history tomorrow. And we are also going to be deliberating a little bit on this issue of the Oni of Ife, the governor, the emperor of Benin, the Omonoba Nedo, Oba Eware II, and we are going to be talking about the palace, the institution palace, where the democracy you are seeing in the whole world today started. No? It was our democracy system our democratic system. The Europeans, the Americans, they saw. That's why they have democracy today. And if you look at the cycle of the United States, if you go to the overall office, there's something that you see, and you look back at the ancient Benin Empire, you will see there what belonged to the Benin Empire. If you look at it very carefully, you will see these people, they copy everything from us. What we are trying to deny, these people, they copy it from us and then they use it for themselves. I know we have very, very intelligent people who can build this nation, but they are less educated about our culture, about our people, about our empire, about our heritage. This is time for you people to come out and help our people so that they can also help themselves. And this organization will be playing their own part in doing that. And to let you know, we are not only in Nigeria. We have a branch in Ghana. We will be very soon having a branch in Togo, in the Republic of Benin, in Sierra Leone, and also soon, also in Cameroon. And we are going to be going to everywhere where we have the people of origin from the Benin Empire, and we are going to be bringing them together. No matter what the Oni of Ife is arrogating or the IPOB is arrogating, you don't force yourself on people. Let people come to you and say, we are from you. And the people with the same bloodline with the Benin's, they will always come back to say, oh, this is my home, and we should give them a home. Even though those in America who say, oh, we want to come back home, this is where we originated from, we will also help them to relocate. It is our duty to start helping ourselves in everything we are doing. We shouldn't be thinking of ourselves alone or just of our family. We should be selfless and start doing things for ourselves. Okay, thank you very much. And see you tomorrow by 6 o'clock in the evening. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be an interesting history tomorrow from our PRO. I will not say the title yet because I don't want other people to start misusing this title. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Let me just put it that way. So stay tuned and see you people tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. And have a blessed day.